Hello all, my name is Adriana, and this is Full Moon Yoga for Women. Every month I host a free Full Moon Yoga for Women with my friend Skylar Van Rossem. This month my mother did a tapping meditation, Martha Williams. If you have time, check out her tapping meditation. Check in Skylar's energy update.
Hi, I'm Skylar and I am here for your energy update. Thank you so much for tuning in. Energy for the next full month, if not even a little bit longer, is all connected to your authenticity, and particularly reminding yourself of your truth and who you are in relationships. So in relationship with friends, in relationship with family, in work relationships, just in collaborations in general. So that being said, what this means is that you might be questioning how you show up in group dynamics, and the person that you want to most authentically show up as, your true self, your true spirit, is really wanting to shine through right now. So you might really be struggling at the moment of maybe anxieties towards how you show up in a relationship, or maybe you're realizing you need to create some boundaries between certain relationships. So there's going to be an energy that is stirring this up within you. And so it might feel stressful to be in certain spaces in your life, in certain relationships in your life, or new anxieties might come up. And this might be a result of you not being in your truth and your authenticity as you enter these dynamics. So you're really being asked in this next month to really question how you show up in group settings, and remind yourself of your truth, of who you want to be, and of how you want to be seen and shared. So just listen to what comes through. There will be lessons coming through in this. Sit with yourself, recognize how it is that you want to show up, and what is feeling uncomfortable and might have felt comfortable previously in your life might not feel comfortable anymore, because you are always ever revolving, changing, and being asked to step into your truth, particularly as you re-enter socialization and socializing in groups. And so take that as it may. This also might be a really good time for you to connect more with your energy system, so that you can understand and rebalance yourself. So if energy modality healing sessions are something that are of interest to you, this might be a really good time to focus on that. So even meditating a little bit more, adding that into your practice again, reaching out to someone for Reiki or sound healing and yoga too, to help balance your energy, is going to be really helpful over this next month to realign with your truth, so that you can show up as your most authentic self in your relationships. And as you choose to do that, the relationships with friends, family, work, whatever it may be, will start feeling more comfortable, more authentic, and more grounded. And so if you have any questions about any of this, or would like to learn more about any style of energy healing that might be supportive for you right now, I am so honored and would love to support you and help you in finding what would be good for you and supportive for you. And that being said, I also suggest journaling how you show up in your relationships, noticing what feels uncomfortable, so that you can get to comfort for yourself. So I hope this resonates right now. We are in the full moon in Aquarius, and next month, in just a couple weeks actually, there will be another full moon again in Aquarius. So we have lots of time to be working with this dynamic and this energy. So don't feel like it needs to be resolved or right away. And this might be something that is patterning within your life consistently. So just a really good reminder is just ask yourself, what do I need to show up as my true self? And maybe there's something that you need to let go of, or people, or the way that you show up in a relationship. And this is a really good time to sit with and recognize what it is that you might need to let go of in order to feel more comfortable and more confident as you move forward in relation with others. So enjoy your yoga class. Thank you so much for listening. Lots of love.
This class is all about allowing yourself to accept all that is coming your way, allowing yourself to receive, opening up your body and your mind to that state of allowing the flow of the universe, entering that flow, and again, receiving all the good that is coming your way, all that you want is coming your way. If you open yourself up to it. For this class, I found a lovely playlist on Spotify, yoga and meditation. I will put the link below. If you're able to follow along with that music, awesome. If not, put on something else soothing, something else that you find that you can flow to. We are going to be dancing a little in this class. So we'll begin, as we begin every class, with some pranayama. We close our eyes and reflect inward, following our breath as we inhale into your breath, into your chest, into your belly, and following it as we exhale. Check in with your body here. Did you come to this class full of energy? Are you a little lethargic, a little heavy today? Check in with your mind. Are your thoughts racing? Do you feel clear? Do you feel present? And check in with your emotions. Let's give some space to our emotions. If you could give a couple words to your emotions, what would they be? Excited, peaceful. You can say them to yourself and let them go as well. We'll incorporate that Ujjayi breath, the ocean's breath, and direct our breath down into our belly. If you know how to do that Ujjayi breath, you can begin that now. Deep belly Ujjayi breaths. If not, we create that breath by constricting our throat and breathing in and out of our nose. You can practice that by pretending to fog a mirror. Let's do that now. And let's fog that mirror again, but this time with our mouth closed. And breathe in. So it is that audible quality that got the name Ocean's Breath. It kind of sounds like the waves hitting the shore. So you can play around with the strength of that Ujjayi breath and finding a place that's comfortable for you, that you can do without tensing your shoulders, without tensing your jaw, without tensing your abdomen, your hips. And again, close your eyes to really focus inwards. allowing part of being in the flow of the universe is showing up openly, opening up your body, standing however you are with comfort and ease. When we are rigid, when we are closed off, we miss things. So yoga is a great practice to do these poses with comfort and ease, using our breath as a guide, guiding us further into a pose if we can breathe comfortably and with ease, and guiding us to pull back from a pose if we find that our breath becomes strained. You can open your eyes here. Just look around the room and notice if your perspective has already shifted after breathing a certain way down into your belly for a certain amount of time. Before we begin any movement, I want to remind you that my words are simply a guide. It is your responsibility to take care of yourself, to pull back from a pose when you know that it is not something that's within your ability, and to go deeper into a pose if you find that that's what you need today. We're going to begin on our backs. And you can just stretch out your body here, making yourself long, tensing all your muscles. And then we release. We'll bring our left hand, our right hand to the left here. Our left foot, our right foot to the left here, creating a crescent shape with our body, connecting to the moon. We can take that right foot and cross it over the left foot here. Just make sure that both seat bones are on the ground, that your shoulder blades are on the ground. And we're breathing into that right side body, stretching ourselves out with our breath. You can come back to that Ujjayi breath throughout this class. The Ujjayi breath helps to keep us in the present moment with the sound that it creates. It gives us something to follow. It warms up our breath, the air coming into our bodies, which warms up our lungs, which warms up our blood, setting us up for these asana positions. And it also calms the nervous system with that soothing sound, that ocean sound. We'll come over to the right side now. First in the middle, and then we bring our right arm to the right, left arm to the right. Right foot, left foot, creating that crescent shape on the other side. You can take your left foot, cross it over your right here, and breathe into that left side body. You can do a body scan here. Notice if you're holding or clenching in your hands, your arms, your jaw. If your tongue is at the roof of your mouth, you can release that. Check in with your abdomen, your glutes, your thighs, your calves, your legs, your feet. We'll be doing that body scan again and again, and anytime you notice you're holding tension, we let it go. We'll come back to the middle here. Bring our knees to our chest, giving ourselves some love, a nice hug. Smiling here. We'll release our hands and our legs up to the sky. And I want you to flow with the music. Flow with the breath. I don't have any music personally playing right now, so that you can add on anything that you would like. So I'm just going to flow with the energy that I feel. We'll bring our knees back to our chest and roll onto our side, coming into a tabletop position. Wrists underneath our shoulders, knees under our ankle, and we flow right into that cat-cow. Breathing in, we tilt our pelvis, belly down to the ground, shoulders away from our ears, looking up. Breathing out, we press our hands against the floor, arching our backs, shoulder blades to the ceiling. Breathing in, bellies to the floor, shoulders away from our ears. Then breathing out, we arch our backs, shoulder blades to the ceiling, looking up to our belly button here. We're going to follow this movement to the rhythm of your own breath for a couple rounds. Using that whole inhale, that whole exhale for each movement. Maybe you close your eyes to really focus on the sensations coming up in your body. Breathe in, coming back to a neutral spine here. Bring our big toes together, knees as wide as the mat or wider. Bringing our hips to our heels and walking our hands out, forehead to the floor. Often people call child's pose the resting position, and I've realized that for everyone that's not so. So if you need to bring a pillow under your body here, if you need to bring some blocks to raise the floor to meet your head, absolutely do that. Perhaps just stacking your hand helps. So make an adjustment. Your pose does not have to look like mine to be completely right for you. So again, we lower down in whatever modification or variation that we need. And just connect with the floor here. Connect with Mother Earth. You can imagine as you breathe in, you're breathing in that grounding, nourishing, healing earth energy. And as you exhale, you release any stress, anxiety, blocks that are keeping you from that allowing, from that receiving. We'll do that body scan here and just notice if you've clenched in your jaw or if you've brought your shoulders to your ears, bring them away. If you've become tensing in your hips or your legs or your glutes, and let that go. We'll breathe in, lifting ourselves back to that tabletop position, and breathe out, walking our knees back, our hands forward, coming into a Sphinx pose. Making an 11 with our hands, elbows underneath our shoulders, palms facing down. We roll our shoulders back, looking forward. Excuse me. And breathe into your belly here. You can feel your stomach touching the mat as you breathe in and releasing from the mat as you breathe out. You can activate your legs, your muscles here by pressing the tops of your feet into the mat. And you can press your arms, your hands into the top of the mat, really making this an active position, pressing your pubic bone, your hip bones down into the mat. And then release your muscles here, maintaining this structure, this position, but not exerting so much energy. Let's kick our right foot. Breathe in, swinging your right arm back. You can straighten out your left hand here. And we're going to kick that right foot back. We're going for a nice stretch in the bicep, in the right shoulder. Looking straight, if you tilt your head a bit to the left, you'll feel a nice stretch in your neck as well. Breathing a couple deep breaths here. And we'll release. Stretching out that right hand this time. We kick that left foot up, breathe in. Bringing that left hand to that left foot, breathe out, stretching out that left shoulder by kicking the left foot back. Looking straight here, maybe you tilt your head to the right slowly. Feeling that stretch in the neck on the other side. Take a couple deep breaths here. Breathe in, lifting yourself up, back through that tabletop, and curl your toes under. And we'll slowly lower our hips onto our heels for a toe stretch here. And you can just look back and make sure that all your toes are engaged, even using your fingers to get that pinky toe involved. And you may stay here. This can be a very intense stretch. Or maybe you come up a little more, bringing your hips onto your heels and breathing. We want to stay connected to that breath, connected to the sensations in our body, and use them as a guide. If we get a twing or a twang, that's a sign that this position is not for us, or maybe we've gone too far into it. If our breath has become strained, it's a sign that we need to release from this position a little to find some more comfort and ease. We come back onto our hands into that tabletop position. Slowly we curl our toes. Ooh. And pitter patter them against the ground here. That feels really good. From here, we curl our toes under and lift ourselves up, stepping with the left foot up, the right foot up into a forward fold. Bending your knees as much as you need to for this forward fold. Really letting your neck, your head hang loose. Breathe in, lifting yourself up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Really focusing on every sensation in your body. Breathe in, lifting your hands up all over the head. Over your head, maybe you graze the wall with your fingertips. And breathe out, bringing your hands in front of your chest, in front of your heart, shoulders away from your ears. Let's take a moment here to breathe, to feel that connection of our feet against the mat. I want you to imagine with every breath we breathe in that grounding, nourishing, loving earth energy up the arches of our feet, up our front body, filling each chakra up to our head. And as we exhale, we release any negative energy, any blocks, any fears down through our heels, down into the ground. The earth can handle it, and we'll transmute it into, again, that loving, grounding, nourishing earth energy. We're going to do a flow through Surya Namaskara, sun salutation. Step at the front of the mat. Breathe in, lifting our hands up over our heads. Breathe out, we fold forward, bending our knees as much as we need to, maintaining the connection of our feet against the mat. Breathe in, lifting your body up halfway, trying to get it parallel to the wall, to the floor, reaching the top of your head towards the wall, shoulders away from the ears, hands on the floor, on your shins or your thighs. Breathe out, framing your feet, stepping your right foot back, lowering your right heel, pointing or curling your toes. Breathe in, we lift up using that left thigh as support, or your hands go up over your head. Breathe out, reframe that left foot, stepping the left foot back to meet the right foot plank pose. Breathe in, looking forward. Breathe out, we lower down onto our bellies. Pointing our toes. We touch our forehead to the mat. Breathe in, lifting your front body off the ground, grounding through your pelvis, your pubic bone here. The strength is coming from your back. Your hands are merely resting for this baby cobra. Breathe out, forehead touches the floor. Breathe in, lifting into that baby cobra, shoulders away from your ears, reaching the top of your head to the wall. Breathe out, forehead touches the floor. Breathe in, lifting into that tabletop position, curling your toes under. Breathe out, downward dog. First downward dog of the day. We're lifting our hips, our tailbone up to the ceiling. We're letting our neck and our head hang loose. We're reaching our low belly to our high thighs. And you can bend your knees here as much as you need to help release in your shoulders, to help release that neck, that head, and to get a straight back.
Stabilize that left foot. We'll breathe in, lifting that right foot up, keeping our hips parallel. We'll breathe out, bringing our knee to our chest, stepping our foot between our hands, lowering that left knee, pointing or curling those left toes. We breathe in, lifting up, using that right thigh for support, our hands up over your head. Breathe out, framing that right foot. And this time we'll step the left foot up to meet the right foot into that forward fold. Shaking your head loose here. Breathe in, lifting your body halfway, hands on your shins or your thighs, shoulders away from your ears. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, lifting your hands up over your head, touching your hands together lightly. Breathe out, hands together in front of your chest, in front of your heart, and breathe here. That grounding, nourishing energy up the front body. And breathe out any fears, any blocks, any doubts that are coming up for you, down through your heels and back into the earth. We're filling ourselves up with that allowing and releasing any resistance to it. Breathe in, lifting our hands up over our heads. Breathe out, folding forward. Breathe in, lifting your body up halfway. Breathe out, stepping your right foot back for a high lunge. We breathe in, lifting up. You can use that left thigh for support, maybe hands on your hips or hands up over your head. Let's try and square off our hips here by tucking that tailbone. Maybe you bend your right knee to align yourself and then straighten out that right leg. Breathing here, really feeling your muscles work. Staying connected to your breath, we breathe in again. And on your next exhale, we open up into Warrior Two, pivoting on that back right foot so that it is parallel with the width of the mat. We create a capital T with that front left foot and that back right foot. Left heel in the middle of your right arch. Breathe in, gazing over that left hand with a soft gaze. Connecting with your inner warrior, battling through life. Breathe in, lifting that left hand up, right hand to right thigh. Breathe out, leaning back slightly, peaceful warrior. Finding that grace in the battle. Using your breath as a guide here. If it becomes strained, you've gone a little too far. Breathe in, lifting yourself back up into that Warrior Two. We straighten this left foot. We bring our right foot in a couple inches to a foot. Right hip to the back of the mat. Breathe in, opening up our arms, bending that left knee with a micro bend. Breathe out. We bring that left hand down to the left shin. Stay here for a moment, see how you feel before lowering down to the floor for Trikonasana, triangle pose. You can look down at the ground here. And this is a great spot to have a book or a block to bring the floor up to meet your hand. Maybe if you're feeling stable, you look up at the ceiling for a moment. Shoulders away from your ears, really opening your heart to that allowing, to that receiving. Breathe in, lifting your body up, using the strength of your abdomen, your legs. Breathe out, we square off our shoulders here, our hips and our shoulders. We square off our hips here, hips parallel with the front of the mat, right foot facing forward at about a 45-degree angle. Feet are hip width distance apart. We're setting up for pyramid pose. Breathe in, lifting your hands up. Breathe out, hinging at the hips, bringing your hands down to your left shin.
This may be more than enough of a stretch for you. You're going to feel it in your back hamstring here and your back calf. So listen to your body and stay here if that feels good. Or you can slowly lower down further, bringing your hands to the mat. Keep a micro bend in that left knee. And maybe you let that whole body release over this left leg here. Stay connected to your breath. Noticing if you begin clenching in your left glute here like I was. And just, releasing where we can. You can stay here and continue to stretch out in pyramid pose, or we walk our hands forward. Left hand a bit up and left to the right, to the left foot. And we're going to open up with the right hand up to the ceiling for half moon pose. We did our crescent moon. Now we're doing our half moon. And you can look at the ground here for stability. Oh. If you fall, simply get right back into it. Or maybe you can look up at the ceiling. Maybe you bend that right foot. Grab it with your right hand for our full moon. Breathing. Bring both our hands back down and step that right foot back, lowering that right knee, pointing or curling those right toes for that low lunge. Breathe in, lifting up, using that left thigh for support or hands above your head. Breathe out, framing that left foot meets the right foot, plank pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, slowly lowering down. And you can breathe in, lifting straight into an upward dog here, coming onto the tops of your feet, wrists underneath our shoulders, shoulders away from the ears. And breathe out. We can come through that tabletop or straight to downward dog. Lifting our tailbone up to the ceiling, bending our knees as much as we need to for a flat back. Stabilize that left foot, we breathe in. Lifting the right foot up, breathe out. Right knee to chest. Stepping the right foot between our hands, we stay in that high lunge, breathe in, lifting ourselves up. High lunge on the other side. I'm just gonna switch my body, my positioning, so you can see me a little better. Right foot forward, left foot back, high lunge. We square off our hips here, tucking our tailbone slightly. Maybe you bend that left knee before you straighten out that left leg. Breathe in, lifting your hands up. Breathe out. On your next exhale, we'll open up into warrior two, pivoting on that back left foot, creating a parallel line between your foot and the width of the mat. Breathe in, looking over that right hand and bending into that front right knee. We tuck our tailbone slightly and breathe, connecting to that warrior inside of us all. Breathe in, lifting the right hand up, left hand to left thigh. Breathe out, leaning back slightly, using your breath as a guide. Breathe in, coming back up to that warrior two. Straightening that right foot, bringing our left foot in a couple inches to a foot. Left hip bumps to the back of the mat, we breathe in. Bending that right knee slightly, we breathe out. Right hand to right shin. Stay here for a moment, shoulders away from the ears, see how you feel. And then maybe we lower down, hands to the ground for a full Trikonasana, triangle pose. Shoulders away from the ears, you can look up at the ceiling if you're feeling stable.
Opening up your chest, opening up your heart, to that allowing, to that receiving. Breathe in, lifting yourself up, squaring off your hips here. Right foot and left foot facing forward, left foot at a 45-degree angle to the right foot. Your feet are hip width distance apart, and your hips are parallel with the front of the mat. I'm gonna back up here, preparing for that half moon pose. I don't have much space. Breathe in, lifting your hands up. Breathe out, hinging at the hips. We bring those right hand, left hand down to our right shin. You can open up your stance here a little if you need to. You can stay here if that feels good for your body. It might already be a really intense stretch, or you lower down, bringing your body over your right leg, releasing. You can stay here in pyramid pose, where we walk our hands ahead, right hand straight into the right of our right foot, and we open up that left hand up to the ceiling, flexing our back toes, shoulders away from our ears here. Maybe you even come off that right hand for a moment, balancing. You can look up at the ceiling if you're feeling balanced. And bend that left foot, grabbing it with that left hand, and open up into your full moon. Really connecting to the energy of the full moon right here, right now. We release and step that left foot back, lowering that left knee, pointing or curling those left toes. Breathe in, lifting your hands up to your thigh or up over your head. Breathe out, framing that right foot and stepping that left foot up to meet the right foot. Breathe out, folding forward. Breathe in, lifting halfway. Breathe out, folding forward. Breathe in, lifting all the way up, hands up over your head, touching them together slightly. Breathe out, hands together in front of your chest. Let's take a couple deep breaths here, slowing down our heart rate with our breath. Imagining filling our body with that grounding, nourishing earth energy with every breath in. And releasing any fears, any blocks with every breath out. We're going to open up our legs here for a standing wide-legged position. Hands on your shoulders, tucking your tailbone slightly. Rolling your shoulders back, opening up your chest. We breathe in, opening up our arms into a T shape. And as we breathe out, we bring that right hand down to the ground here. Maybe opening up a little. Breathe in, T shape. Breathe out, left hand down to the ground here, opening up, giving a bit of a spinal twist. We breathe in, T shape. We breathe out, maybe right hand to right foot. Breathe into that T shape. Left hand to right foot, breathe out. Breathe into that T shape. Breathe out. Grabbing wherever feels good for you. Breathe into that she shape, T shape. Breathe out. Maybe you close your eyes here. We'll meet back in that T shape here. Heel toe, your heels in, toes pointing out, and bend those knees into our goddess pose. You might open up your legs a little bit. We're trying to get our hips parallel with the ground. You can use your hands on your hips for some support here, or maybe we bend those arms, tucking our tailbone slightly, and sway with the music here, sway with our breath. Connecting to the inner goddess that is in absolutely every single one of us, to that divine feminine energy that is again within every single one of us, men, woman, they, whatever you identify as, we all have this energy inside of us. And breathe in for 3, 2, maybe you bop here, 1. We straighten out our legs. Ooh, feel the burn. Ooh, a little off balance today. Heel toe your feet together. We're gonna breathe in, lifting our hands up over our head, clasping our left wrist with our right hand. Breathe out, bending over to the right. Shoulders away from your ears. Breathe in, switching hands, left hand to right wrist. Breathe out, bending over to the left. Breathe in, coming back up. And I want you to come back to that flow, back to that movement. Close your eyes here and just flow with the energy that is building up inside of you. Flow with the music. Freeing your body to that allowing. Jumping into that stream of life, that flow of the universe. Staying connected to your breath. Finding any movement that feels good for you. And we're going to slowly bring our booties down to the ground. Coming into a boat pose here. We're setting up for boat pose. In boat pose, our seats bones are grounded. We're lifting up through a straight spine, rolling our shoulders back. You bring your arms out parallel to the earth. Point your toes here. And you're already practicing for your boat pose, building up that strength. And maybe we lean back, bringing our feet, our shins parallel to the earth. We're going to practice straightening one leg while pointing and touching the floor with the other. And switch as we breathe here. You'll really feel it in your, oh, I forget what this muscle is called, what this tendon is called. It's right above the quads, that hip flexor, maybe? Maybe we straighten both out for 5, flexing those toes, opening them up 4, 3, shaking, 2, 1, we release onto our backs. Knees into our chest, we're smiling as we give ourselves a hug. We open up our arms into a T shape or half T shape if the wall's in your way. And you let your knees fall to the right here, breathing into your belly. Deep belly breaths, giving your internal organs a nice massage. And just notice if you're holding any tension here, your hands, your shoulders, your jaw. glutes, your legs, your feet, and release. Bring our knees into our chest as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, we let our knees fall to the left, breathing into our belly. Maybe we bring our hips to the right first. You can look to the right here, remembering your neck is an extension of the spine. Just breathe into your belly. Deep belly breaths. We can bring our knees back in, crossing the right foot over the left and grabbing the outer edge of our feet for shoelace pose. And you'll feel a stretch on your outer hips here. So just kind of play around with where you put your feet and find a good place for you, a good stretch, one that feels nice in your body. And breathe. I'll give you a different angle so you can see what I'm doing. And we'll switch our legs, crossing the left one over the right, and grab the outer edges of our legs here, and finding a nice place for our feet, for our legs. That's a good stretch. And breathe. Release our legs, rolling up and coming into a wide-legged seated pose. Opening up your legs as much as this feels good for you. I've been doing this for years and this pose is still quite a challenge for me. You can bend your knees if you need to, or again, bring your feet a little closer in. It's nice to have some blocks here or some books. And as we walk forward, you don't need to bend far to feel a deep stretch. You can use that support of the blocks or the books to rest your head. Or maybe you can just go a little deeper. And we're going to breathe into that stretch that is surely happening in the backs of your legs, your hamstrings. Trying to soften in our muscles to allow that stretch to really take hold and do its work on our bodies. Breathe in, lifting yourself up, bringing both feet together here, bending your knees as much as you need to. We breathe in, lifting our hands. We breathe out, folding over our legs. You can even put a pillow in between your body and your legs here for some extra comfort and to help if you have quite a big gap. Check in with your legs here, and if you were clenching your muscles like I just was, release them. Often in these deeper stretches, we clench our muscles to counter it.
But we want to release our muscles again to really allow that stretch to take hold. Breathe in, lifting yourself up. Coming down onto our backs, setting up for our final resting pose. We let our knees fall to the left and fall to the right here, giving our glutes, our low back a really nice massage. We stretch out our left foot, our right foot, and get comfortable for Shavasana. And bring your hands by your body, palms facing up or down, hands maybe on your belly, maybe one on the belly, one over the heart. Press your head into the mat, lifting your chest, tucking your shoulders under and releasing them down so that they're flush with the mat. And return to your natural breath. And breathe in, holding our breath for 3, 2, 1, and release into the arms of the earth. Release into gravity. Allowing all that stretching and strengthening to really take hold of the body. We're going to be here for a couple minutes. I'll mind the time. Just drove by. I keep wondering if you can hear the background voices, but I can. If your mind wanders as it does, just bring it back to this moment. Remind yourself that you are exactly where you need to be. That time for yourself is important and will only allow you to show up for the rest of your life with more presence, awareness, and purpose. fingers, wiggle your toes, waking up your body. Bring your knees into your chest and roll over to one side into the fetal position. Smiling here as you give your inner child some love, some attention. Lifting yourself up back where we began in that cross-legged position. And I love ending where we started because although we're in the same place, our perspective, our energy has completely shifted. We can bring our hands up to our third eye and we'll end with 3 chants of Om. If you're feeling brave, please join me. We breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. Namaste. Which is simply the highest version of me, acknowledging that in all of you. And I've been in my lower version for far too long, so I am more than happy to acknowledge you from that place today. I hope you enjoyed the class. Please like the video, subscribe. I am a new yogi and slowly figuring out this posting business, but I expect my channel will only grow and grow. Thank you so much for your support. And send me a comment or a message if you'd like to join Full Moon Yoga for Women live next time. We have a Facebook group and an Instagram group where I post the link. And that will always be free and available and accessible to women. Thank you.